All right. So before we get into today's topic, we're going to be talking about the first article in the Fit Report. It's about young men face high risk for gambling addiction as sports betting surges. So I know you guys have been seeing the surgence of the last couple years of these gambling sites. These gambling companies now are mainstream. This was never a case, 5, 10, 15 years ago. This only happened after really within the last few years. Um, I mean, you can't really see a big podcast now that doesn't have a gambling sponsor, within the last few years. And it's funny because you really only see it. I'm not saying it's the only type of podcast you see with gambling sponsors, but you really only see gambling sponsors in hip hop and sports podcasts. So it's very funny how that works. It's very very interesting how that works. Um, I'm not saying there's a correlation. I'm not speculating anything. You know, but it is a big coincidence, you know, as to why there's so many gambling sponsors supporting, big time sports shows or podcasts and big time hip hop podcasts. So, um, definitely something that we need to be talking about a little bit more. It's funny how these things have been kind of just like ignored. No one's really been calling this out. And I've been noticing this for I'll say the last 3 years. I've been noticing a lot of just, DraftKings, Fanatics, FanDuel, these just gambling sites that are just have been super mainstream now. And it's just, it's interesting how much times have changed. You know, gambling was something that you do behind closed doors, unless you're in Vegas where it's legal. But now this is the mainstream. This is the new normal. So let's check out this article. Show you guys right here what it do. All right, so as you guys can see here, it says young men face high risk for gambling addiction as sports betting surges. The recent rollout of legalized sports betting across 36 states. Okay, it's not legal in all states, but 36. Interesting. Has surged the gambling industry, but experts say it's coming at the cost of mental health in young men. In particular, easy access to online betting, most popular with sports books, which often incentivize new customers with credits and first bet loss forgiveness as a lure, has a grasp on the Gen Z crowd. A 2023 prevalence report of gambling in New Jersey from Rutgers University found that a third of bettors 18 to 24 exclusively wagered online rather than being inside a casino or in person facility. That statistic is 5 times higher than a prior 27 report for the school and more than any other age group. Yeah, I mean, this is what it is, man. A lot of these companies that they target young men, they target young people in general. I'm seeing now where even women now are gambling, and that was never I never saw women gambling, but I'm seeing a lot of women now gamble on sports that they don't even watch, gambling on just it's taken over the culture now. You know, women rarely gambled as far as I saw. When I was growing up, women never gambled. But now I'm seeing young girls gamble, young women gamble. It's this was like an older person thing. You were only gambling when you were senior citizens or just an older person, you know, as far as just the as far as the popularity, common wise. It's gambling is more of an older person thing. But now again, you're seeing young kids starting to gamble. Um and you guys, just like alcohol, just like drugs, just like pornography, just like any other degenerate activity, gambling can also cause an addiction, and gambling will destroy you. and it will destroy you early. And now that it's legalized, these companies are wasting no time trying to target that young Gen Z crowd because they know that, these kids are impressionable. It's kind of a get some money real quick type of scheme. Um, and they understand, man, like this is our target audience. So this is why you see a lot of it's crazy that I'm seeing now gambling, these sports betting companies in NBA games, NFL games, and it's taking over the culture, man. It's taking over the culture. They know their audience where they want to target, and they know their audience watches sports. You know, so and the reason why, man, I watch sports here and there, but I can't really take sports serious anymore. Because of this reason right here. And sports, man, sports have always been fixed. That's just common knowledge. But now it's to the point where now these games are taking a little bit longer than usual. The timeouts are longer, so these ads can run. So they can target people watching the game, and they understand young people watch sports mostly. So yeah, man, this is not good at all. It's not good. It's creating bad habits early for these young kids. And you know, part of just, someone said something very I wouldn't say eye-opening, but it was very simple as far as the way to be successful. It was if you avoid getting arrested at a young age, having a child out of wedlock, um, drug addiction, gambling, porn addiction. They said if you avoid these five things, it is the easiest path to become successful. Um, and this is the reason why it's so difficult to win at life because we have these things trying to target us. You know, go online right now, go on Instagram. You're gonna see a half naked girl every time you scroll. You know, Go watch go watch a sports game. They're going to be pushing gambling down your throat. The music, they're going to encourage you to use drugs. So there are so many, even the movies and the propaganda that's out there. They're trying to make, you know, uh single motherhood or children out of wedlock cool. They're trying to make that a normal thing now. So there's so many things now that are in our way so that we don't become successful and so that we continue to become addicted to uh just quick instant gratification, you know, vices. They're pushing vices down your throat. Really anywhere you go, you cannot escape running into something that is detrimental to your path to success, you know? Yeah, they want to normalize. They also want to normalize obesity. So there's so many things that society is trying to push on us so that we don't become successful. And that's for good reason. There's a reason why that is. So, um, man, the best thing you can do, especially if you're a young man that's watching this and that is trying to make sure that he doesn't fall victim to a lot of these things, man, stay focused, man. Stay focused. Have a plan, have a goal in mind, and just try to ignore anything that doesn't align with those goals. I know it's extremely difficult. It's still difficult for me, to be focused because I have all these distractions coming at me. You know, can't go online without seeing a half naked chick or something sexual. Can't listen to music without hearing about drug use and how drugs is cool. Can't watch sports without seeing gambling ads. You know, Can't go outside without seeing a fat ass person. This is everything they're encouraging you to be. And this is opposite of the winner's diet. So, like I said, man, this is the world we live in. The best thing you can do is have a goal and stay focused to the best of your ability, because they are trying to come at you and they're trying to take you down along with everybody else. There's a reason why there's only a few people at the top, and they intend to keep it that way. So